Welcome back to the Handlin It podcast. I'm your host, Tony, with my co-host, Aiden. And today we have a great guest, Heather from Mushin Martial Arts in Delhi. We've had Ben Dixon on previously, but today we have an amazing guest. Heather, why don't you introduce yourself? She's recently become a black belt holder. Tell us about that.
Yeah. Hello. My name is Heather. I train at Mushin Martial Arts. I'm the co-owner with Ben Dixon. And yeah, I got my black belt this month, which is so
awesome.
crazy to say. As we were kind of formally talking, it's very surreal. And Ben has spent countless hours ensuring that I'm the first in Delaware County, definitely the first in Otsego, and possibly the first in all of the Catskills to get their black belt. So that's pretty cool.
That's amazing. And what an
Yeah.
accomplishment that is.
Literally. Blood, sweat, tears, and years.
How long are you training before you got it?
I will be ending my 13th year in October.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. So take some time. 7 to 10 years generally, depending on how consistent you are.
Yeah.
And depending on your coaches, obviously.
That's fair.
What would you say is the biggest jump from like brown belt to when you're a black belt? Like brown to black belt, what's the biggest, like, okay, this person's a brown belt, this person's a black belt. What's the biggest difference?
I really don't. Because
They just gave me the belt.
They just gave it to me. They said, you know what? You just deserve it. No. Honestly, I wish I could really give a solid answer on that. I still feel like a purple belt.
Really?
Some days, just strictly because that's where I enjoyed my jiu-jitsu the most. So even when I got my brown belt, I was just like, okay, I'm a brown belt. And then I got my black belt and I feel like a blue belt all over again because everybody's trying to murder me. But I don't know technique wise where I was like, yeah, I'm ready for a black belt. Because honestly, it was never an option in my brain to get there in the first place for some reason. I was just like, I'll never get there. Like, I'm a mom, I work full time.
Yeah.
I have multiple jobs.
And you still did it.
And
What's
I
your
still
excuse,
did it.
guys?
Yeah, for real.
Well.
Don't be a bitch. So I don't really know. I can't answer that question for you because, like, again, I'm still like, I can't believe it. It's like, it's a shell shock for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. I mean, I've seen a lot of people being awarded black belts in like competition. Like I watch a lot of UFC or MMA, and they do something crazy, or they have like and they were previously a brown belt, and then they get awarded their black belt. What was that? What was your favorite like belt progression where you were like, wow, like was it your first time you got to be a blue belt or blue to purple? What was your favorite one, or was it obviously getting the black belt?
Oh, this is a mix up. Getting my blue belt, I was 7 months pregnant. And I did the entire blue belt test while pregnant. And they were like, take a break, take a break. I was like, fuck that. I'm getting my blue belt. I was like the second female at the gym to get my blue belt. And I was getting it alongside a lot of my classmates, my teammates. And I was like, I'm pregnant doing this shit, dude. This is so cool. I'm getting my blue belt. And then obviously my black belt is also my favorite progression. I think the best part about getting my black belt was experiencing the gauntlet. I don't know if you've ever seen when people get their belts and they like literally whip you with their belts.
No, I haven't seen that.
What?
It is definitely like a Brazilian tradition. And the gym that Ben and I grew up in, they were like heavy, hard, no on a gauntlet. So basically all of your teammates line up on two sides of the room and you are going to walk down the middle of them and they whip you with their belt. And it's kind of like you being initiated
Sounds
into
a little
that belt.
culty at the moment.
Honestly, like I think that's why they were like, no.
Yeah, it sounds
to
like
begin with.
hazing.
It kind of is, yeah. But it was honestly like, it was really cool. I'm not gonna lie. It does seem crazy, but I was just like, I don't know. I think I'm most emotional after experiencing that.
Yeah.
And they were like, do you want to do it? And I was like, fuck yeah, I want to do it. It's my first time and the last time I'm ever going to do it. I'm going to do it now. Ben's so jealous of that. So that I'm very thankful for. So definitely my blue and my black belt, obviously for obvious reasons. But yeah.
That's awesome. And you teach like a women's like self-defense class as well. So what's the first thing that you show women in that class? Like say a woman walks in, she's brand new, knows nothing. Like what are you teaching her?
Oh, straight up jiu-jitsu. Most of the time, women are ready to eye poke and kick people in the nuts, you know?
Yeah.
I'm
gotcha.
so far from that. I'm
Yeah.
like, no, we're about to fuck some dudes up. Like, let's get to it. I'm very much so an aggressive coach and teacher. I just think that for the longest time, I was teaching women like this specific style of self-defense, which I still do, but I've turned the knob up. Like we've turned hot on. And now I'm like, first thing I want to show them is how to like defend people from pulling their hair, because most people I'm teaching are either moms or college girls, right? So college students are out at the bar, they get into bar fights. The hair pull is inevitable for female fights, right? So I show them the hair pull. I love to show them how to break limbs and choke people. So honestly, we literally get right down to the ground and start doing jujitsu. Teach them takedowns, whatever it may be. But like, I don't play patty cake self-defense. I don't want that to sound rude or disrespectful to other people's self-defense styles, but you don't get to play patty cake when you're fighting for your life in the street. So I'm like, we don't do that here. Let's get to it.
Yeah, fight like you're in a real situation. That's
that's what it's for. Like
Exactly.
self-defense. No,
Yes.
that makes sense.
If you're doing it all slow, like you'll just choke up and when it actually comes to it. So it's like, So what exactly got you into jiu-jitsu?
Oh my gosh. This is a good question. My previous professor from Thai Kai, his name is Dennis Sagru, had come down for the grand opening of our previous gym in Oneonta, and they did a big belt ceremony, and then there was a bunch of rolling because that's just what we do at jiu-jitsu, right? And at that point, I had been begged and battered about training, and at that point I was like, I'm not doing this guy's shit. No fucking way. I'm not doing that, guys. I'll stick to my beer league soccer and softball. But then this belt test that one particular day, he's rolling with a bunch of the students, and just watching him was just like, have you guys ever watched like Jujutsu Kaisen or anything like that?
I know what it is. I haven't seen it specifically.
Okay, so more or less is like, it's like limitless. I just watched him and I was just like in so shock and awe of the beauty that he held like within his jujitsu. I was like, oh yeah, I'll be here on Monday. Like I literally showed up Monday and I never left. Like he was the reason why I got into jujitsu. Now, mind you, Ben was there and it was like, I never saw him. But Dennis Sagru was the real reason that like put the cherry on top for me to be like, all right, suit up, we're doing it.
Nice.
Screw it. It's going to be a good time.
And do you prefer gi or no gi? This is a good one.
This is a good question. So I prefer no gi right now. Most of my jiu-jitsu career was a gi. I would love to be in the gi. I don't know what switched. Maybe it's the rule set of submissions between the two, obviously, because like you can't do a majority of leg locks in the gi just because it's a safety issue.
Yeah.
I love leg locks. I really love leg locks. So I think that's kind of sort of why I prefer it right now. And it's very freeing and fun. With the gi, you know, you got to slow down. You have to fight grips and control people in different avenues. But in no gi, it's a free-for-all. It's like just like so smooth and quick and unpredictable. And I think that's why I like it the most, is because I can't control it. It's so uncontrollable that you just kind of have to like go with the flow and figure it out as it comes. And I feel like that's how I live my life. So I think that's why I like it so much. It's very addicting. But we did have a long and hard talk that we have to start training more in the gi.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, what did you get a black belt for if you never wear your gi? And I said, well, I guess you're right. Yeah, I guess. So yeah, if I had to pick, it'd be no gi.
Okay. And what's your favorite submission?
Oof. The rear triangle.
Rear triangle.
Oh, yeah. If I take your back, I choke you from the back. I learned it in 2015 from Dan Koval, 6 weeks post-op of having a baby, by the way. And I have never, ever let that submission go. Like, if you were to walk into Mushin and ask every individual, what's Heather's favorite submission? They'd be like, that rear fucking triangle, man. I hate it. Second to
Start
that
getting
would
PTSD. They're like,
literally,
ow.
literally. Second to that would obviously be any heel hook,
Yeah.
inside, outside, cross body, same side. I would eat it up. Eat it up.
Nice. That was very different from Ben's answer. He said Kimura, yeah.
Kimura, yeah.
Yeah, but that's the name. That flows off better than rear triangle.
Literally.
That's a better name.
Literally, it does, and it's my kid's name, so it better be his favorite.
Yeah.
So funny.
So how many kids did you have throughout jiu-jitsu?
2. I've had 2 children.
Oh.
I have a bonus child that came within the relationship when Ben and I got together, and she was in jiu-jitsu with Ben in the beginning. 2015, I had Kimura, and then 2018, I had Isley. Yeah.
How hard was it to train, because you were training through pregnancy, obviously. Like, how difficult was that?
Honestly, the only thing I really had to keep in mind is people's weight and pressure on my stomach.
Yeah.
Most importantly, and not being put on my belly. Thankfully, my partners, for the most part, were really understanding, except for in the beginning while I was trying to hide it until that 6-week mark or whatever. I was like, just don't do knee on belly. I had a really bad stomach ache before class. And then they were catching on, especially my second pregnancy. They're like, are you pregnant again? I was like, fuck. No, I just ate too many beans or whatever, But yeah, just two kiddos, trained through both pregnancies. And it really wasn't hard. It really was.
Was there points in time where people were taking it easy on you and you're like, come on, crank it up a little bit? What? I know I'm pregnant, but
yes, yeah, for sure. And even still that happens to me now where people will work with me and they'll take it easy. And I'm like, are you being nice to me because I'm a girl? Because if you are, cut that shit out or I'm going to choke you.
I'm a fucking black belt, right?
Literally. Come on, guys. Get it together. But yeah, even when I went through the gauntlet, they were lightly hitting me with their belt. And I was like, quit hitting me like a fucking girl. Come on, guys. I'm way stronger than that. And I get it. It's a fine line, I'm sure, for men training with women, and I can say early in my training days, I had ended up rolling with this guy who came in as a wrestler and he fucking tooled me up. And I was like, bro, you better calm the fuck down. This isn't a competition. This is just training. Calm down. You're going to hurt me and I have kids to go home to. But now I'm the polar opposite. Now I'm yeah, let's go. My jiu-jitsu's changed so much. So I'm yeah, let's fight. Scrap it out. I want to leave with a black eye. Let's go. I'm come on.
What's speaking of that? What have you ever had a bad injury from jiu-jitsu? What's the worst injury you've had?
One time I went to do a Kimura on my opposite side, but I went to do a rolling Kimura and my opponent had kind of crashed down into me and it kind of jarred my shoulder. So I got a slap tear with a chest muscle pull.
Oh, wow.
And they were obviously you got to sit out for 6 weeks. Slap tears are not really something you get surgically fixed.
Yeah.
I think I sat out for 2.
Went right back, yeah.
Yeah. I mean.
It's usually how it works.
Yeah.
It's difficult. There's a lot of training through injury, especially in combat sports. And, it's hard. As far as recovery goes, what do you do for recovery?
I don't.
You just don't recover?
I just keep going.
All right.
It's really bad. It's really bad. And I actually watched.
I really needed some advice here too. I was man, I have a difficult time sometimes recovering, and stop recovering, pussy.
Yeah, why would you recover? Why recover? Just keep going.
Yeah.
I actually watched this video from Henry Gracie yesterday that said something about recovering, and he was talking about how allowing someone to get something on you and you not tapping because you're no, I can get out of this. And then you end up injured over it.
Yeah.
And then years down the road, you end up with these crazy, weird, injuries.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So do I recover? Yeah, a little bit, but not much.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll take it lighter one day.
Yeah.
I'm doing jiu-jitsu minimally 6 days a week.
Yeah.
So I just go with a lighter approach, or I'll only drill and no rolling that day.
Yeah.
I feel I recover more from my weightlifting. I take a day off or 2 days off of weightlifting, but if I don't lift, I'm not going to be able to do jiu-jitsu for the long run. I need that for my body. So I almost treat that as a recovery.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. And also, it's you're kind of stretching a little more too, when you're just regularly lifting in the gym. So that's pretty good. And recovery's hard, a lot of these, obviously more professional guys have access to all the recovery stuff. They have the red light therapy, the sauna, the cup therapy or whatever. And, obviously I'm not, no one else, you know, I
Yeah.
can't afford to go to the sauna every day.
Listen, I actually have access to red light therapy in the sauna every day.
Oh, really?
But I
Oh.
do not go.
Oh. I was like, oh, you are recovering. Psych.
Psych. I will hit the sauna.
Yeah, and
I-
that's really good. That's
yeah.
like super,
Yeah.
I've heard is very
yeah,
good for you.
I
Yeah.
love the sauna.
Yeah.
I'd sit in there for 2 hours
Yeah.
if I could.
Yeah, it's really healthy. It's good to
Yeah.
like cleanse as well. I've heard like it's super good.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's sort of, you're sort of recovering a little bit.
I think about
it.
I dabble with it.
And so what has been the most difficult match or role that you've had with someone?
Ben,
Oh,
Yeah.
every time.
Every time?
I hate that guy. Yeah. So Ben is my main training partner aside from Jude, who is like my adopted child.
Yeah.
Ben is always my hardest challenge. He does not let me have anything. He does not let me be lazy. If I am fucking off in a situation, he's going to catch me. So I absolutely dread but love training with him because it's just like, how do I get better? Oh, I just roll with Ben because he's substantially better than me. And that's the other thing is like, I got my black belt. I'm like, I'm not like Ben. Why am I getting a black belt? He's just an anomaly. Like, I can't have a black belt. He has a black belt. So yeah, he's my biggest challenge. Like, I've competed, but even with thinking about my past matches, like, nobody gives me a harder challenge than like rolling with Ben. Like, I've had partners who've given me, you know, a run for my money, like men who are like 80, 90 to 100 pounds heavier than me. They give me a run for my money, but it's more like their weight versus their strength or maybe what they're doing, so to speak. But if it's like coming to like, we're talking about strength, technique, and like just being able to like outsmart me, it's Ben.
Yeah.
It's always going to be Ben. He's my main partner, like I said, and I can tell you that I've tapped him less than 10 times in 13 years.
Wow.
At least you tapped him.
I mean, yeah. Hey. She's counting that shit, too. You know, that's like.
We literally talked about it on the drive home the other day as I was like sobbing because I was like, I never get anything on you. It's so freaking dumb. And he was just like, I can't let you have anything. I'm like, I think I've tapped you less than 10 times. And he's like, you know, you're probably right. I was like, yeah. So he's my biggest challenge. And it's one that like, I don't think of like in a negative way. I'm like, all right, if I can just let you get a little older, maybe poison you, I'll get you one day. I don't know. One day I'll tap you. Literally. That's literally what I'm doing now. It's like, all right, let me see if he'll fall for this or maybe he'll slip up. And generally that's what it is he makes one hairpin trigger of a mistake.
Yeah.
And I just capitalize on it because that's my only option is like.
I mean, that is jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. That's pretty much
Think
how
about
it goes.
like times 100 though.
Yeah.
Like that's our regular rolls, right?
Yeah.
Like it's always like you catch people on their mistakes. But with Ben, it's like on steroids. It's really hard. You guys will have to come roll with him and you'll understand.
Yeah, I would have zero chance. I would have no chance.
Don't worry, I only have 10%. So you have 0, I have 10. Let's put them together. Maybe we'll get a 100.
That's kind of the beauty of jiu-jitsu is the weight, right? Like you can go against someone who, you know, as opposed to other like Muay Thai and other combat sports where you need the weight classes because it's too big of a difference and you'll get hurt. Like that's not, I mean, I'm not saying, you know, it's not still dangerous, but you're way more likely to be able to submit someone that's way bigger than you, you know, just the better skilled you are. Like I talked about this before. Like I saw Mighty Mouse when he fought, he was rolling with that guy who's like 260 pounds.
Giant of a man.
Yeah. And he got him. And I was like, that for me was like, wow, like that's insane. You know, this is crazy. Have you ever had sort of the adverse experience where maybe you're rolling with a man and they like are kind of being like too rough because they think like, oh, like I'll just tap her really quick and get the hell on? Yeah.
Yeah.
And you proved him wrong because
Yeah. Honestly, a lot of the guys at the gym right now are big.
Yeah.
I hate. Sorry, I don't know if I'm allowed to swear.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
But yeah, they're big. Like we have like a bunch of 2 to 250 pounders.
Yeah.
And they're white belts. So they think they're superhuman. They just do dumb stuff because they're uneducated
Yeah.
in jiu-jitsu, so to speak, right? So it happens more often than not. I get with some of them at the gym and they're like, yeah, I got her. She's like so small. I'm really not, but to them I am. And yeah, they get me often. And then I get mad. It's frustrating because it's like, oh, like you shouldn't be able to do that to me. But I'm like, wait a minute, you weigh 100 pounds more than me. So I guess that does make sense. But then again, you have to, regroup, capitalize somewhere else. But it happens a lot, especially because like what man truly does want to lose to a girl?
Yeah, well, that's the other, like, I mean, me personally, I'm thinking the same way. I mean, I'm not thinking like I want to like win dominantly, but I'm like, I don't want to tap.
Right.
I don't want to. That would be embarrassing, in
Yeah.
my mind,
Yeah, that's so common.
Yeah.
Like, men roll with women thinking that they're going to come out as the winner or
Yeah.
they're going to get the tap all the time. But truth be told, like women are becoming more and more popular and relevant in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
So the likelihood of you being tapped by a female is getting higher and higher by the day, right? But yeah, that does definitely frustrate them. Like if I catch them, you just see them, they get mad. And then I'm like, then it's like the retaliation weight comes in. It's like they just packed on 10 pounds in that 30 seconds between the tap and the restart.
Yeah.
So yeah, I deal with it. It is what it is. It's just it's a part of the game. I think I'm just used to it at this point.
Yeah.
So you've gone through 13 years, 2 children, and blood, sweat, and tears for your black belt. What do you think about the people who get, handed those? They get the pay to win gyms. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Celebrities, you see a lot of that, and
Yeah.
you have to wonder. Like I see some of these guys, and I'm like,
Mhm.
all right, this guy, I don't believe that.
Do you know that Max Holloway just got his black
He
belt?
got his black belt for losing as well. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
That's so wild.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying he didn't do a good job defensively, but in my opinion, I watched the whole fight. I was like, they're giving this guy his black belt right now? But that's crazy.
I was actually kind of shocked that he hadn't had
it yet? Yeah.
But
that shows you the level that
Yeah.
it takes.
Yeah.
And that sounds like you could fight Max Holloway right now.
I would be down.
I think you could roll
think
with
we
it.
could do that?
After his performance with Charles Oliveira, I'll put all my money on you. I'm not even kidding.
I don't gamble, but I
I
like
was
it.
so disappointed in that. I was like, and then when they gave him his black belt, I was irate. I was at home, no one was here. I was just mad at myself.
like,
I was like, why is this guy getting a black
Yeah.
belt? He just lost, but
Literally.
yeah,
So to answer your question, it's hard. It's really hard to see it. Twofold. One, as being a coach, like the last thing I ever want to see is someone being put in a belt that they don't belong in.
yeah,
Because then now they're at risk,
it's
right?
dangerous. Yeah,
I know for a fact, for me, if I see another individual walk in the door that has even a blue, purple, or a brown, and even black belt when I was any other belt level, I was like, fuck yeah, fresh meat.
yeah,
I want to see how I do against this person, right? So then you get your hands on them and you kind of go all out
yeah,
because you're like, this person should know as much as
Yeah.
me.
Mhm.
So if they truthfully don't know what they should know at that belt level, they are at high risk. Like
Yeah.
they're in danger. Like they could like potentially have life-threatening injuries and that causes them to never train again. So as a coach, that's the first thing I think of is they're in danger. They may or may not be ready for that belt, right? Or it's frustrating because like people like myself who have waited all this time and worked all these years and I still don't have mine, but they got theirs and they've only been training for like 6 years.
yeah,
Then you do have to then go back and you have to think, okay, well, how many times a week do they train? Who do they train with?
Yeah.
Who do they train for? So on and so forth. Because like if it's like you move out to California and not that I would want you to train with Andre Galvão now, but if you went to Andre Galvão's gym,
yeah,
you could be a black belt in freaking 5 years.
Yeah.
I've seen it. One of the girls that he had, I don't believe she trains with him anymore. I trained with her at Brian Bury's in Schenectady area. She was 16 years old, white belt, trained with her multiple women's open mats and all these different classes. She got her black belt like 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
wow,
She was a white belt when I was a blue belt. So
yeah, that's kind of
Doesn't add
crazy.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think the problem with that is there's not a specific enough rule set. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's not like a checklist. I mean, you know, there is, but there isn't of
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, if they've been doing this for this long or whatever it may be, now they can advance belts. Like
Yeah.
there's too much gray area, I think is the problem.
So IBJJF does have like a rule set. Not
Yeah.
everybody follows those guidelines, and obviously like do what you will with that information,
Yeah.
you know. But the girl that I did just mention, like she does train multiple times a
Yeah.
day. She's a professional athlete.
Yeah.
So her getting her black belt, training 3, 4, 5 times a day, every day of the week, and just murdering it in competitions, go for it. But if on the adverse side of that, you don't do what she's doing, or any person like her, did you really earn a black belt in 5 years?
Yeah, exactly.
And we see it a lot actually with our college courses. Like we have kids that come in and they're like, "Oh, I got a black belt," and I like look down at my belt and I'm like, "You got a black belt?" And they're like, "Yeah, when I was like 6 years old." I'm like, "Well, you can't have a black belt until you're at least 18 years old." So what did you get a black belt in? Karate or judo?
Let's be honest, it's karate.
Yeah,
It's karate.
literally. And
I'm fine calling out the karate guys. Right?
Yeah.
I'm not scared of any of you.
Me neither. But I mean, like, if you got it, congratulations. You did earn that. But don't come in here and tell me that you have a black belt in jiu-jitsu when I'm still, I mean, at whatever belt level I am. This happened when I was still a purple belt. I'm like, you're going to get mauled.
Yeah, it really is dangerous. You know, you don't want to send people out with belts they can't carry or have people come in like, you know, you guys aren't obviously going to award someone a belt that they would, you know, you're not going to be like, all right, you're ready, you're a purple belt now. And then they go off into the world and go to someone else's gym and get submitted by a white belt or something crazy
literally.
like that. Yeah.
We're the worst with promotions too. Like the last time we actually did like legitimate promotions was a year ago in May.
Yeah. Well, and that's good though, you
Yeah,
know?
we just are focused on jujitsu. Like, yeah, promotions, they're important. But like if we just train jujitsu, like promotions will come with time.
Yeah.
Like it is what it is. And the more you put your mindset on a promotion, like I should be a blue belt or I should be this and I should be that, it shows your character is actually not ready. Maybe your technique is ready, but your character is not ready. You need to meet in the middle somewhere, be humble, and be understanding that it comes with time. Good jiu-jitsu will provide you with those things that you're set out to get. Like if you want a blue belt or a purple belt or a brown belt, just focus on the jiu-jitsu and make sure it's good jiu-jitsu. Spend your time, you know, focusing, studying, and being a good individual, and it will come. But if you just are like constantly asking about it, it's like frustrating to your coaches. Not that any of our students do that. Like they really don't. And it's wonderful. But we are the worst coaches when it comes to promotions because like we're just there to train and get everybody on the same wavelength as us. So
And a great culture you guys have over there, honestly. Like the couple times I've been I got to get back, honestly, but it was phenomenal. I've been there a few times, and just the way everyone is, and everyone's very like friendly, and no one's really trying to hurt, you know, like actually hurt someone, but you know, also good rounds though too. Like, have you ever had a hard time like kind of finding that line where it's like you don't want to go so hard on, maybe you're rolling with someone who's like a lower belt than you, like you don't want to go so hard that you hurt them, but also you still want to win or dominate, you know.
Give them a challenge.
Yeah, that's actually like a really good question. I figured that out quite some time ago in my jiu-jitsu journey. Probably mid blue belt, I figured out where to taper and where to push. Just strictly because I was the bigger girl. I was always the bigger girl in jiu-jitsu, especially at the Oneana school. So I was probably a good 30, 40 pounds heavier than a lot of my partners over there. And then post having a baby, I was still a little heavier than I was originally. So now I give them about a 30-second to a minute window to see what their intensity is moving forward within the roll. And that will really determine how hard I'm going to roll or how light I'm going to roll. And I love flow rolling. So if they don't really know what they're doing, I will just move through the movements of jiu-jitsu and I won't even look for a submission. I mean, maybe I'll touch it and let it go and just kind of keep going. But if their intensity is high, I try to match it on an equal plane, especially if they're a much lower belt than me, because like, do they really know? Well, I mean, some of our guys will really know how to defend things that I might throw at them, but they really might not know how to defend if I like slam into something, you know what I mean? And we don't do that anyway. So I just kind of like, I give them the chance to tell me how the roll is going to go, because I could say, yeah, let's flow roll, and we slap and we bump, and you try to rip my fucking head off. I'm like, brother, do you know how to flow?
Yeah.
And most of the time the answer is no, because flow rolling is something that you learn over time.
Yeah.
It's not something everybody can do either.
Yeah.
So I just feel them out, and then I kind of just go from there. So like if they're ready to rock and want to go full force, I'm down. And if they're not, okay, I'm down too. Like you just learn ebb and flow, I guess.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, well, that kind of speaks to what you were saying as maybe they're technique ready for another belt, but not character ready, because you don't want to promote someone, I guess, who would maybe be a bully, or someone who would maybe like, really, do damage to these other belts. Like, because that's a big problem too. Like we have in the gym, they say like, oh, this guy's a safe pair of hands. So like, yes, maybe he's way better than you, but he won't knock you out or something. He'll give you what you give him, is basically what they say all the time. So I think that's really important.
I do agree.
Yeah.
I do agree.
So what do you think about, I don't know if you watch any combat sports or anything, but Brazilian Jiu-jitsu is really actually making like a really like big strides as far as entertainment goes lately. Like there's UFC BJJ right now, and that I think is opening a lot of avenues in people's minds as to how interesting it can be. Because there's a lot of people that criticize jiu-jitsu a lot, especially in the world of like MMA. They're like, this is boring, this is that. But what do you think about that?
What part? All
right, what do you have to say to the people that are saying it's boring or it's for this or that or whatever?
You just don't understand it. Give it time. Not every match is boring.
Yeah.
I watched this match last night, and I don't even remember who they were. PDG or J or something. I've never even heard of this tournament, but it's like a super fight setup, and they have like actual like couches set all around the mats.
Really?
I thought it was really cool. I've never seen it before, but now it's all in my algorithm. But I watched this match last night. These two no name guys that I know of anyway. And it was just so exciting. Like I was like pumped up. I'm like 10 o'clock at night. I'm like glasses on, ready to go to bed, and I'm scrolling, and I'm like, holy shit, like this has got me pumped up. So if you see a match like that, that's exciting, right? But if you watch a gi match, or maybe like a lower level no gi, maybe it's not as exciting and it's slower to some people. Gi jiu-jitsu can tend to be a much slower thing to watch, I guess, so to speak. Just because of that controlling aspect and using the uniforms against each other. But no-gi is so exciting. And I think, you just don't know what you're watching, but give it time or research more jiu-jitsu. Yeah. Because the one match or the one, night of UFC BJJ that you watched was boring doesn't mean that next Thursday's is not going to be boring. Yeah. Or maybe just watch Craig Jones Invitational and you'll find that that's not boring. Yeah. That stuff is awesome. Yeah. Like I love it. And I feel like our jiu-jitsu is very Craig Jones like. Yeah. We're just like, throw it all out there, have a good time, and just not be reckless, but be a little reckless. Yeah. Make grappling violent again. Yeah. Like that's literally like our clothing line. Is like just make it violent again. Have fun with it. If you find it boring, you might just be watching the wrong show. Maybe a UFC BJJ is not for you. Find something else to watch, because you will find something that is for sure entertaining. For sure.
I think the problem people have, especially if they're watching like MMA, is there's some people who work and they're not doing a lot of work. Like you'll see people laying and they're not looking for the submission. Yeah. Like me, I that type of stuff, I am like, what are these guys doing? Ref, like call this. But when I see someone actively looking for a submission or working really well on the ground or reversing takedowns, stuff like that, that I think is interesting. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. Like this is super cool to watch. So I think that's where a lot of the problem comes from. And also, just like you said, people don't understand. Like they don't know what to look for, or they don't know what's happening.
For sure. And like I don't do MMA. Yeah. Like will I train it at the gym? For sure. I did a round with Jude a couple of weeks ago because he was prepping for a fight. And what they don't understand is how hard it is actually to move in and out of those positions, especially when you have gloves strapped to your hand. Yeah. Like you can't just get up and walk away. Yeah. That's just not an option. So you like literally have to strike in and out of position, which is also exhausting. And then you have to fight through whatever they may be holding you with. If they're holding you with their legs, bro, you're going to fight 2 legs against my 1. That's hard to get up and get away. So like what they don't also understand is they don't understand how hard it is. It's not just punching people in the face. Like, congratulations, Bob. You had a fight at the bar when you were 16 years old and you were able to win and it was so easy for you. But like actually get in the round and fight for 3 minutes and tell me how well that works out for you. Like, be a little more patient. When they get to the ground, there is actual work being done, even though it doesn't look like it to them. So, for sure. Striking it out of position, just punch him in the face. That's my hot take.
That's definitely where, like, I remember being in that same position, being like, oh man, they're going on the ground again. But once I started actually like picking up what they're doing, and even what, like you said, like slight movements even are opportunities to take advantage of your opponent. So if your opponent is in a position where they're, let's say, on the ground, I'm not really familiar with all the positions, but even just like inches or just something that could take, you know, a huge difference in the fight. And I think that's what the biggest thing is that people, they don't even understand football, let alone, you know, jiu-jitsu on the ground.
That's
so
a good
like,
analogy.
It's hard to pick up on what's going on when you have no idea what actually is going on, you know?
For sure.
Yeah. But it also, like, it can lead, like, that's where I first started, like, at least understanding it better. And, like, is you'd see a crazy submission and then you'd want to understand. You'd be like, you'd see, you know, I saw, like an arm bar, but in the air. It was very odd. And I was like, wow, that was great. And not to bring up Mighty Mouse again, but when he threw the guy in the air, caught the arm bar and landed on the ground, that was like peak for me. I was like, this is amazing, you know? And it really is like a beautiful sport. And, you know, some people aren't going to understand it and some people aren't going to see it like that. But like you said, if we're making, you know, make it a little more violent again, you know, we'll see more people getting into it for sure. We are, I think we are with, like I said, UFC, BJJ. That was really smart, honestly, on the UFC's part. That was a really good job. And that keeps like the sort of that reality, like star, like what, you know, because there's a lot of politics that goes into it. So they do a good job at keeping the show entertaining with different fighters and the belts and everything. So that's a really phenomenal, you know. Do you have a favorite jiu-jitsu practitioner? Who's your favorite?
Right now, if I were to pick like female wise, it would definitely be Fionn Davies.
She's number 1, right? Pound for pound.
Well,
I think she is.
Just lost.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Who'd she lose to?
Very young girl. I feel like her name was Mora something. She's like 18 years old, 20 years old, right in that age frame. And that girl put on a fight. And so did Fionn Davies. Like she, you know, she answered her, but this girl like was like lateral dropping her nonstop. So I think that like just specific movements that she continued to do while Fionn was like defending, because she did do some offensive stuff as well. But that girl put on a show. But I would definitely say Fionn Davies because she just all around just reminds me a lot of myself. You know, she's a little bit older. She's training, you know, in a heavily male-dominated gym itself. And she, you know, likes a bunch of different things like I do and a lot of the basics. If we were talking like male professionals, it would definitely be the Rotolo brothers. The Rotolo brothers are phenomenal at jiu-jitsu and they're so fun to watch. Yeah. Like if you have never watched either one of their matches, like you should just like literally YouTube it later. And they are just non-stop action. Like that shit is so cool to me.
That would be a good way for someone to maybe get into it and see what's going on.
For sure. They are just moving and they're very creative. And it reminds me a lot of Ben because he's so creative with his submissions. Like he could hit something on me and I'm like, no, that shouldn't work. Like that's not in the rule book. That shouldn't work. And he's like, you're right. Theoretically, that shouldn't work, but I understand the mechanics and I can make it work. And those guys are very much so like that as well. So they're fun to watch for sure. Yeah. So those would be my favorites right now, I guess.
Nice. I'm a Mikey Musumeci fan.
I do like Mikey too.
Okay.
He's such a small man.
He is. He doesn't look like it.
I saw him next to Dean. Do you know who Dean Lister is?
No, I don't know who Dean Lister is.
he's like also like a heavy leg lock guy,
okay.
like before the leg lock time. Mikey showed him his Mikey lock on the floor of like, I don't know, UFC BJJ something, I don't know. And he literally was as long as Dean Lister's leg.
Wow.
He is a small
I know
man.
he's. I know.
And Dean Lister's a big man too.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I just think like the way he looks, you wouldn't guess. Like if you saw him just kind of walking around, he's got the
Never.
glasses
Yeah.
and he's always like very smiley guy. Like you'd be like, I could beat this guy up like, so easily.
yeah.
I mean, maybe that's not your first thought, but I'm just saying. Like,
Yeah.
You're thinking like this guy does not impose any type of threat, but he's a secret assassin.
Literally.
Like you have no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just competed not too long ago, actually, I
Yeah.
think, and he did really well. He called out Arman Sarukian right after that, so I would love to see that fight. That's a fight I would love to see.
The only thing about the UFC BJJ that I'm learning is that they sign a contract that they can't compete anywhere else.
That's a problem, yeah.
And I mean, unless you have some play, like maybe Mikey has some
Yeah.
play in there, or Fiona as well, where they're like, I'll do this, but I'm still doing ADCC
or
whatever it may be. And I think that might dumb down the activity.
Yeah.
So like bringing in the new and young waves, kind of like they did with the Fionn fight.
Yeah.
Like that girl was so exciting. And like she just was like going and going and going. So I think if they bring in more talent like that, like nobody knows who they are, but like they're phenomenal at jiu-jitsu, it will allow those professionals to still continue to compete in other avenues.
Yeah, and they should. You know, that's a money grab. That's like
Yeah.
Dana's hungry or whatever the hell
Yeah.
Dana's problem is. You
Who
know,
knows?
that could be because. Do you know RAF? It's like a freestyle
wait.
wrestling.
Yeah, actually I do. Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Ben,
so-
I think was talking about that.
Yeah, that's something I've been getting into a little bit
Yeah.
lately, and I think that's super great, and it's good for the fighters. So like UFC fighters can just go compete in that, and it's something they can do in between fights. You know, maybe they don't have a
Yeah.
fight lined up for a while because it's not
Keeps you
as
sharp.
dangerous.
Yeah.
And it's super interesting to watch, but I have a feeling that that's why maybe Dana's implementing that kind of, they can't go do anything else, is because that's gaining traction and getting
sure.
popular, and they're making, for some reason, Dana just doesn't want to make money, I guess. I don't know what his problem is.
He's got to be like a crazy billionaire.
Yeah,
at
I
this
mean,
point. Like,
yeah,
how much more money do you need?
After the
friend?
Paramount deal, that was like $8 billion. It's like, why can't they go do something else? I think if it were me, it's not obviously, but if it were me, I would do independent. Like you're an independent contractor every single time. I'll sign you for this fight whenever you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to be employed by the UFC and have to, because they sign big, like Alex Pereira just signed an 8-fight deal, and now I think he's 37. So he's getting to that, and it's like 8 more fights at that. He might not have 8 more fights left.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fights.
True.
So I think there needs to be maybe someone needs to take over and fix a lot of that kind of politics that are involved in that.
I agree with you, especially when it comes to jiu-jitsu,
Yeah.
right? Because like, I don't want to only fight for this one organization.
Yeah, that's kind of ridiculous.
Jiu-jitsu is so like independent in general. Like you can go wherever and do whatever you want to do. And if you can't, then that one is going to be rebellion, or 2, they'll just like quit. They just won't do it anymore. And you'll see that like within like even just regular humans jiu-jitsu, right? Like any gym in the area.
Yeah.
Like, I could never see myself being like, you can't go there. You can't train anywhere. You must train here. No, go train.
Yeah.
Get out there. That's how you get better at jiu-jitsu. So I feel like even just like tying them down to only the UFC BJJ limits them. And that's not what they need as a jiu-jitsu practitioner. Like that's putting a cap on their potential. And like, why do you need to do that? And we have so many options for competition.
Yeah.
Like they can do IBJJF, they could do ADCC, and at that level, most of them are professionals, so they should be doing ADCCs, right? That's like the Olympics of jiu-jitsu.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like let them be. Let them be.
Not to mention it starves us as the fans of potential better matchups or better rollings, because maybe someone who's really good doesn't want to sign to the UFC BJJ and be like, oh yeah, you guys I'll only fight for you. But that's ridiculous. That's
crazy.
That's such a crazy notion to me, and I'm surprised that so many of them even sign. I mean, I like what they're doing. Don't get me wrong. The promotion's really good. The fights are great, but I think I didn't even really fully understand what was happening like there. I was really confused as to why they did that, but it just has to be a money grab,
For sure.
So that's kind of sad.
Yeah.
Do you have any fights coming up?
Actually, I was supposed to do a submission only recently, but
Oh, that's my favorite.
yeah, me too. But the problem is not a lot of women compete, especially at my age, and my weight, and my rank. So
Yeah, that's true.
Now that you're a black belt, it's hard.
No one,
Yeah.
no one in the area
Yeah.
is at that rank that is a woman. So you literally have no chance. Yeah.
Yeah. So I signed up for the submission only, and I signed up for the brown and black belt, and nobody signed up at all.
Really? They're scared.
Fucking chicken.
You're rolling around.
Yeah, they looked up. They looked
heard
me
that.
up.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
I have no fight footage, by the way. Maybe from white belt, but yeah. So there's our affiliate or sister school, Fight Farm. We're just kind of putting together like a cross academy tournament. It's called the Barn Burner.
Nice.
And it'll be like these different brackets where it's like women 145 and over and women 145 and under. So sorry to all you skinny bitches. You're getting fucked up. I'll do both divisions. And same with the men, but 185 and up and 185 and under. And for the women, it's an 8-woman bracket for the either or of those brackets. So it'll be myself and 7 other people, and we pretty much fight for a cash prize.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm excited, but I'm not at the same time. Again, I kind of just am being abused right now that I've got a new belt. I mean, I'm just the same Heather that was here last week. Guys, calm down. It's just a color. For most of you men, you are colorblind. I know. But I'm excited for it. I don't particularly enjoy competing. I've never found a way to enjoy it. So I started to think about the submission only aspect of jiu-jitsu, because now we take a lot of the pressure of if you give up points away, because that shuts people down mentally. And I will be the first to say that it shuts me down. Like if someone gets in my side control, I'm like, oh my God, I'm already down 2 points. I'm going to lose this match. Like I'm so screwed now. Like they're in my side control. But if you do a submission only, the points don't matter.
Yeah.
Okay, I got put in side control. Now, how do we get out, get on top, and take advantage of this person from this position, right? So I feel like that was like my way to like switch my mindset towards maybe we can like it. Maybe we can love it and get to doing more competition. But then again, it's the age, the weight, and the rank. It's kind of sort of up against me at this point. And the weight brackets for women are so unfair. Even at white belt, like it's like, women is like 100 to 115, 115 to 125. And then like 125 to 135, 135 to 145, all the way to 155. And then 155 to 175. And then it's like 175 and up.
Really? So that's like wow, that's wild.
Yeah, it's like the song that never ends. I can remember my first competition competing up against a girl was 230 pounds. And I was like,
Wow.
I'm going to die. I won. I came on 2 golds that day.
Nice.
And I'm still here to talk about it. And then I rematched her just after I had Kimura as well. And I mean, same thing happened, thankfully, gracefully. I mean, I still was able to win. But it's so hard for women. They do not we do not compete enough.
Yeah.
Women do not. And I'll be honest, I'm part of the problem. I don't compete enough. And so the weight brackets, it's hard for them to make more if there's less women, right? So competing is a thought for sure. Are there available competition? Maybe not.
Yeah.
I know IBJJF is more realistic. Because you get ranked like with your age, your weight, and your rank as well. But the last thing I want to do is show up to a competition by myself and just have a medal hung around my neck. Like, what did I do? What did I win?
That's so.
Yeah.
I mean, Ben says, well, you showed up, you trained, you showed up, you do still deserve the medal. But at the same time, he does understand where I'm coming from as well. Like, I didn't do anything on game day though.
Yeah.
It's discouraging. It's like, what was the work for though?
Yeah.
For sure. And like the last submission only, like I ended up just pulling myself out of the competition like 4 or 5 days before the actual competition, because I was like, I'm not driving to Jersey for them to hang a medal around my neck. Like, not driving 5 hours for a fucking $20 medal. Like, I'll go to freaking Dick's and buy myself one. Like, but I was like, you know, okay, well, I just don't let off the gas here. I keep training. Something else will come up. And that's just, it is what it is. It's the nature of the business, I guess.
Yeah. It's hard locally as far as stuff like that goes. Whether it's jiu-jitsu or boxing, anything like that, it's so hard to get events and put on events. And it's so difficult, you know, like I said, we had went to that hard sparring tournament, and that was like, you know, we've been boxing for a while, and that was our first opportunity to do anything like that. And it's so difficult, you know. People either don't want it. I don't know if people are scared or what's going on, but they just don't. It doesn't happen.
Maybe like when it gets to that point, right? It's like, okay, we're a couple of days out, because we see that a lot even with that charity event, and that's why I'm like, I'm just not going to that.
Yeah.
A couple of days out, they pull out.
Really?
And then like you just lose so many people, and then it's just like, maybe it's like the fear of failure. That's a big, you know, that's a big thing that I struggle with, is fear of failure when I compete. I don't want to let my coaches down. I don't want to let Ben down. I don't want to let myself or my kids. There's a lot of pressure that you put on yourself. So that's why I find, like, if you can find the enjoyment in doing it, it probably just makes it so much better for you. So there's probably a lot of people that were going that day that have that same mentality as I do, is like fear of failure.
Yeah.
So then they just pull out, and then it does make it harder for people to actually get that experience.
What would you say to those people?
I would say, you know, just try to change your mindset. Try it.
Yeah.
You know, and for me, it's like I told myself I have to compete at every belt level. It was just like something that I told myself. It wasn't like my coach being like, you have to. It was like, maybe every time I compete, I will actually learn to enjoy it. And I think just because the way I was training for so many years, I never trained how I should have been training to compete. Now I train how I should train to compete all the time, right? Just try it. You might learn to love it, or you won't, but at least you can say, I tried it. If you don't like it, don't do it, but try it. Because you actually might really love the adrenaline that it gives you on the back end of it. You know, like for some people, they enjoy that feeling. I particularly don't enjoy that feeling. My fight or flight is like dinging straight through the roof.
Yeah.
But again, you just got to try. If you don't try, how do you know you don't like it?
Yeah.
How do you know you're going to fail if you don't try? How do you know you're going to win if you don't try? You just don't. You have to try.
Yeah.
For sure.
I get that sort of nervous feeling too, like in my stomach almost. You're like, oh my God,
Am I going to throw up?
Yeah, you don't
Am
even know.
Am I going to shit my pants?
But
what is this feeling? Oh my
this
God.
is terrible.
Yeah.
But then as soon as like the bell rings, like that's all gone. It's all washes away. And that's like kind of what you were saying, like the mental aspect, I think it's really good. Yeah. And it's nice because you can't think about anything else. And also you don't have time to, because you're fighting someone or you're rolling with someone or whatever. You're like, you don't have to worry about some bill that's due in 2 weeks, or like, oh my God, I got to get my car inspection done or something, anything stupid like that. You're just like, all right, I got to dodge and I got to fight this person.
Not get knocked
I got to beat this person or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's nice to just, you don't have to think about anything else. That's all that you can think about. So what would you say is the biggest, like, as far as mentality, like positive, I guess, effect that jiu-jitsu has had?
I love that question, actually. So for me, jiu-jitsu is therapy. You just like kind of hit on those things. Like, I don't have to think about what bill is due or is my car inspection? Because that happens to me a lot.
Same.
Literally, right? Jiu-jitsu is the only time that my brain actually produces white noise.
Gotcha.
Many years of anxiety, you know, just as individuals and things that we place upon ourselves, our brains are just recreating all of these thoughts and like things all of the time. And it's nonstop. The only time that my brain does not make a noise is during jiu-jitsu. Doesn't matter how hard or how light I'm going or what I'm doing. If I'm on the mat, my brain is so quiet. And even if I hear a mom, I'm like, I'm not here. Find your dad. Even if he's like actively rolling with me, or give me 5 minutes. I can't talk to you right now.
You're not on my belt level, kid.
Get the heck out of here, kid. But yeah, it's like the only time that like my brain is just kind to me. And I really wish that I, you know, could make some people who do struggle mentally with anxiety and depression understand that it's the only time your body can be forced to be present is when you're doing some sort of mixed martial arts. Like when you are quite literally fighting for your life, you have to be present.
Yeah.
And I think that for me, that is exactly what my brain and my body desires. So if I recover or take a day off, my brain is not nice to me.
Yeah.
I have a harder day and I'm harder on myself.
I agree 100%
Negative
with that.
self-talk comes in, or I'm like, oh my God, I forgot all these freaking things that I have to do. Oh my gosh. But then when I get on the mat, it's like I come off, my mind is clear, and I'm like, okay, what's priority? What comes first? Child, what do you want? Did you want a snack? What did you want from me while I was rolling? I just couldn't talk to you. I was trying to kill somebody, honey. So it's really, really great for your mental health. Like if you can do the hard things like that cause you to be present, then do it. Like that could be with anything. You want to be a figure skater? Go ahead. If it makes you present, be present. That's what you need mentally, is to be present in a world full of chaos that we live on a day-to-day basis.
Exactly.
So jiu-jitsu is like quite literally life-changing and medicine for me mentally. Like I need it. If I don't do it, somebody is being verbally accosted in my house.
I've heard that a lot, and I agree. Definitely, especially like I had a shoulder injury a little while ago, and I couldn't train or do anything for like a couple weeks, and it was awful. It was literally hell. I, you get depressed. You're like, this sucks. I hate everything. I don't want to do anything, and I can't do anything that I do want to do. It's so awful. So I hear that a lot from jiu-jitsu people, though, that it's therapy. I've heard that word specifically a lot.
Yeah. So 2023 was not a good year for me. I ended up having an emergency hysterectomy, so I can no longer have children either. So I had a mass within my uterus that was the size of a cantaloupe, and they were like, that thing can like burst any day and you will die. And I'm like, okay, but can I train? And they were like, no, you're having surgery in 3 days and you have to recover 6 to 8 weeks. And I was like, but when can we maybe push it out to? And my mom's like, Heather, you can't. You're like gonna die. And I was like, really though? Like, am I really gonna die? So I ended up having emergency surgery. And so they were like 6 to 8 weeks. And I got my staples out at 2 weeks. And I was like, we can light roll, right? And Ben looks at me and he's like, no. I said to my other coach, I said, we can light roll, right? And he said, yeah, I'll be careful with you. So yeah, you have injuries that, they're like, you need to take X amount, but you know your body.
Yeah.
So if you need rest. If you know your body and you trust your partner and you can go light and still move, do it.
Yeah.
Because I would not love to sit for 6 to 8 weeks not doing jiu-jitsu. And my family would not love me at the end of that. They would be like, can we get a new mom? She's mean. And they know. Jude will come over and be like, when's the last time you trained? I'm like, it's been like 2 days. I know. I need to choke somebody. Okay. Leave me alone. So it does play a huge factor, especially for people who train it all the time or teach or coach, own a gym versus like, you're getting into the sport. It might not be as relevant yet, but give it time. Once you're hooked, you're going to need it. You'll find that it is important for you.
Absolutely. So you're going to be one of those people that's training as long as they possibly can, like until they die. Basically.
Oh yeah, they have like a master's division for like the 90-year-olds.
I've seen some really old people out there.
I'm going to be that grandma.
Yeah.
You'll see me one day because you guys are much younger than me. You'll have to look it up. I'm going to be that grandma. And I will still have red hair. Don't worry. You'll be like, I know her.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'll definitely be doing this probably for the rest of my life. Yeah. I can't see anything in my future without jiu-jitsu for sure, especially now that I have a black belt. Like, this isn't the end.
Yeah.
That's the end for some people.
Yeah. You got your black belt.
Yeah. People are like, I got my black belt. Well, I'm done. No, this is just the same. You just keep going.
What was the hardest like hurdle you had to jump in, your road to your black belt?
Leaving our home gym.
Wow.
Leaving our home gym meant I no longer had someone to promote me. So that was a big thing for a long time for me. It was a lot of grief, a lot of struggle with that. And I was just like, well, you know, Ben can promote me to black belt when he gets 3 stripes on his black belt. And I said, okay, Ben, well, when do you get 3 stripes on your black belt? And he said, well, my first stripe comes in 3 years, then the next 3 years after that, and the next 3 years after that. I said, okay, I'll get my black belt in 9 years. I can do that. I can wait. I can do that. So that initially was honestly my game plan. I was like, I'll just wait until Ben gets his 3rd degree on his black belt. I'm totally fine with that. Like, whatever. I mean, the color change from brown to black is really not much because as a brown belt, you're in black belt waiting room, so to speak, is what they call it. So I'm like, I mean, I'm fine here. I'm cool. This is whatever. So when we had picked up our new affiliation from Marcio Bittencourt, who is like a phenomenal guy, by the way. He's just so great, so sweet, has fight background, and he's the 5th degree black belt. And, you know, we got to know him and whatever. And he's, you know, asking all the questions to Ben. How long has she been a brown belt? Why is she still a brown belt? And he was like, well, we left our home gym and we don't have anybody to promote us anymore. And he was just like, how long has she been training? And he's like, she needs a black belt. And I'm like, I don't need a black belt. I don't need anything. And then a couple of the other black belts at our sister school too were like, how long? And I'm like, till the day I die. I mean, 15 more years until Ben gets his 3rd degree. I don't know. I'm fine here. But the biggest hurdle from all of it, because again, belts are not part of my mind, was just leaving my home gym. I'm not being promoted anymore. It was pretty much just like, I'm just going to be here a long time. And that's okay. I was okay with it. I struggled at first. I think I was struggling more with the loss of teammates and friends and all that. But that was probably the biggest hurdle to me. Is like I never expected to achieve it. So it was not really like pressing in my mind. But that was probably my biggest hurdle. I mean, I just show up to train. I could care less. I don't care.
You weren't thinking about it when you were rolling. So.
Literally, I just wanna do this for the rest of my life. Like I could still be a blue belt and I'd be happy. I'd be so happy, but I'm not. I'm a fucking black belt. And that's crazy. It's crazy to think, but yeah, biggest hurdle would definitely be leaving my home gym after many, many years of friendship and blood and sweat.
Yeah,
and
that's
tears.
tricky. That was hard, I'm sure.
Oh, for sure. Once you get established somewhere, like you find that you have to be loyal to those people and to that place. I'm sure you guys feel that way with your boxing gym, right?
It definitely feels like that, and that's a far drive for us, and we're
considering
still like,
we're 7 minutes away.
Exactly, you're very close.
Yeah, and you guys really you build these relationships.
Yeah, it's super difficult. You're like, wow, this is the person who like took me in and trained me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, made me who I am.
Yeah,
it's like a whole nother parent, but for like a different aspect of your life.
Exactly. Yeah,
it's so crazy. So it's hard. Like you want to be loyal to that person.
Yeah. This is my Mr. Miyagi. Like I can't just leave this guy. Like
right. I even grieved like, when I had a date set. They're like, oh, you're gonna get it. Was it March 15th? I don't even remember anymore. My life is a blur. But they were like, you're gonna get it this day. And like I just remember like sitting down and I'm like crying. I'm like, I don't know. And Ben's like, what do you mean? You're getting your black belt. I was like, but it's not how I pictured it to be. And he's just like, who cares? And he's right. But like, I'm so sentimental, and it's back to that loyalty aspect. I have received every promotion I've ever gotten in my entire jiu-jitsu life from this one person. And I'm like, and the biggest one is not coming from there. So loyalty is a huge thing in jiu-jitsu, but I mean, so is heartbreak. Yeah, it builds character, I guess. I don't know.
So you got your black belt now. What are the next steps for you?
Honestly, I just want to continue training. I want to continue building our women's culture in the gym. I want to continue building the gym in general.
Yeah.
Kids programs are very important to jiu-jitsu schools. So if you don't have a kids program, some of your jiu-jitsu academies can, fumble from not having them. I'm very grateful that we do have a kids program. So continuing to grow that, grow the women's culture. I just honestly, I would just love to just be able to be doing this until the end of time, like I said. Like, I really have no goal or aspiration now that I am a black belt. And it's just like, I just want to do what I love doing. Like, it is so peaceful to me. So my goal is just to build the community, spread awareness, continue to teach the community how to protect themselves. I guess a big goal would be to see my children get their blue belts, maybe strap a black belt around their waist one day. That would be really, really cool to do. That would be like super cool. My daughters hate jiu-jitsu, so
Oh, really?
if we could do that,
really?
that would be
That's
great.
honestly crazy, especially from their black belt parents.
I
That's
know.
wild.
I think it's really honestly just because they've had no choice but to be within the culture.
Yeah, that's definitely what it is.
Like, I literally birthed them, put them in a pack and play,
Yeah.
and trained for hours. And then they just continued to grow out of diapers and go to the gym and go to school and go to the gym and go to school and still go to the gym. Like today, they don't go on Thursdays. And I was like, well, I got to take you to the gym. They're like, we don't go on Thursdays. I'm like, I'll take you to the park, but I have to go do something. Okay. And they're like, but we don't go to the gym on Thursdays. I'm like, I know.
They're really pressing it. They're like, come on.
Like, literally. So Kimura actually rolled for the first time, like a whole round this past Saturday with one of our higher level competitive girls that is on the kids team. And I like literally, it was my birthday too. I was like, this was the best birthday present ever because they just don't enjoy it. And I don't know why. I mean, I do, but I don't. So yeah, maybe one day promote my children.
I'm sure as they get older, they will probably learn to enjoy it more, you know? It's just, it's
I agree.
something. Yeah.
I think Isley's going to be our fighter. She loves to punch and kick. So I don't know if she'll be doing jiu-jitsu. Maybe for MMA.
Yeah,
Oh.
honestly, jiu-jitsu is a really great aspect for MMA. It's a great base to have too. Like it's really phenomenal. Like that wins rounds. Like people, we see very dominant jiu-jitsu based guys that are in, the UFC or the mixed, any other mixed martial arts promotion.
Take them down, control them, submit them.
There you go. And that's interesting too. I love to see that too. As much as I love to see like a great knockout, like if I see a very impressive, like dominant, aggressive takedown into a submission, like that's crazy. That's nuts to watch as well.
For sure.
Even like the flips and stuff, that's crazy stuff.
Yeah, like
Honestly.
a good slam or something.
Slam.
When I see some
Yeah.
like aggressive grappling,
Yeah.
I'm like, this is what I'm talking about.
That's
right
just
here.
as good as a good right hook. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I do agree with you. I mean, I do judo. I don't do no wrestling. I mean, I don't even really do judo anymore because that's rough on your body.
Yeah.
But any of my takedowns that I ever really did was definitely judo.
Yeah.
But
The
now
judo throws.
I'm a guard puller in my old age. So come down to my world, guys. Just get into a street fight and just be like, come on, down here.
We always joke about that kind of stuff.
That's like the type
Where
of
it's
stuff we're
like
saying.
you do get into a street fight and you just, you sit on your butt and you're like, all right, let's go.
Yeah,
Like,
Come into my guard. I
Butt
dare you.
scooting straight at 'em.
But honestly, if that were to happen to me, like I would be like, "What? This?" I would just leave. Like you win by, default because I'm leaving.
Literally. I wish. That would be so funny. That's a goal of Ben's, actually. He's like, I really want to do that one day. I'm sure you do, buddy. I mean, I don't blame him. I would do the same.
Yeah. So why do you think it is that maybe women are less likely to, do jiu-jitsu or combat sports or things like that?
Well, I think it's just because it is so male dominated and people are fearful of or have past experience like trauma, PTSD with men, or just like, if they're in a relationship, their husband's like, you're not going to be doing that in a room full of other men, which I've seen happen in the gyms before where women start jujitsu and then they're like, oh, I can only roll with women, or fear of being hurt by a man. I think it's a lot of things. And in the right gym culture, you're going to find that the men are way nicer than the women, especially in our gym. Ben tells me all the time, like, you're so mean. You need to calm down, not be so aggressive with some of them. And I'm like, no. What do you mean? No, they're just as aggressive towards me. So for women coming in and they see it and it's scary to look at first, right?
Yeah.
You're just rolling around on the ground in circles with men and it's weird. Like there are some really questionable positions, right? Like
yeah, that's true. I guess I didn't really think about that, but like imagine, you walk in the gym and your girlfriend's in there and some dude's got her in full mount. You're like, what the fuck's going on here?
Or even close guard too, right?
Yeah. You're like, what is happening?
Honey, let's go. Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's just the uncomfortability factor.
Yeah.
And fearful of being hurt and being dominated by a dude. But like the men are so nice.
Yeah.
Like in most of the gyms that I've ever trained in are very, very accommodating to what you are looking to do, or, if you're new or whatever it may be. So I think that's really a big factor for women is like, one, the unknown, the uncertainty of like what the men are doing, the uncomfortability aspect of it. And then like the age or their weight, or I'm a mom or this or that. And it's like, none of that matters. You literally can do jiu-jitsu at any age.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
At any size. You just had a baby? Great. What a great way to rebuild your core, because jiu-jitsu is all core.
That's
so
awesome.
Did you have recti diastasis? Come to jiu-jitsu. Because I'll tell you what, I had absolutely zero ab separation while very pregnant. So jiu-jitsu is great for women. And it's just, I don't know, it's being able to know that like if you are ever put in a situation where you are in danger, you can focus, calm down, and just completely come out of the situation. Maybe not unscathed,
Yeah.
but on top
Yeah.
and safe.
Yeah.
Like that is the important part for me. I train every round like it is a real life simulation of me being attacked.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of why Ben is like, you're so mean. No, I'm actually trying to come out of
It's
this.
actually called staying ready.
Right. I'm trying to come out of this alive,
Yeah.
bro. Like, come on. So I treat it like that just strictly because like you train how you perform.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you perform how you train.
Yeah.
So you just got to sort of just run with it. And you can start off super chill. You don't have to be as aggressive as me.
Yeah.
And how confident do you feel just kind of like walking
around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like how are you like,
You got a little
especially
strut
that you're
in
a
your
black
walk
belt?
now.
Oh man, if I had a black belt, I'd be puffing my chest out everywhere. I'd be like just shoulder checking people. Like, what? You have a problem?
So my first day back at Train Hard Fitness, I know a lot of people in there, right? From just years of training all over. So many of them are just coming up to me, congratulations, and whatever. And I'm just like, I don't know. I walk around, I listen to my surroundings, and it's just like, I don't know. I guess I have a sense of confidence within me now that I maybe never would have had before.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I just am still like self-aware. I think that's just more important to me than just that aura, like, yeah, I got my fucking black belt. Like, don't mess with me. No, it's honestly, it's just I'm self-aware. When I'm out, I am aware of everything. I'm listening to like how far away are the steps behind me or what's in my peripherals. So like even like people coming up to me that I know in the gym, they're like, congratulations. Like, I'm like, who is this? And I have a really bad habit, like attacking people that I know who train jiu-jitsu in the store. So like if I saw you in the store, either any of you at this point, now you're all in danger. You're now in danger. Don't let me catch you in TJ Maxx.
The next time I'm hogging the leg press, it's over for me.
Just choke you mid press.
That's a really terrible position too, because you're just kind
You're
of
stuck
leaning
there.
back there. I'm like, ah!
Literally. Yeah, literally. So I do that, you know, and I think that also forces them to be more self-aware too. So like for me, like self-awareness and training jiu-jitsu is very important. Like I'm always on alert. So I don't think that I walk or have this like aura. It's just that I'm like more self-aware. It's like the older I get, the more self-aware I am. But you are always in danger if I see you in the store. I will pick your ass up and throw you over the rack. Just ask Susie from the
High
gym.
alert now.
Literally. I'm just going to be looking for you at Table Rock. All right.
Great.
Let me check the leg press first. There's two 45s on each side.
Yeah, only two 45s on each side. No, I know that's his.
Yeah, I don't know. I definitely think jiu-jitsu brings confidence, but I don't feel like I'm Conor McGregor by any means. If that's what you're hoping the answer would be. Get my little shrug on.
Yeah, the Conor walk.
Yeah, no, just self-aware.
All right, so sorry,
No,
Tom, go ahead. No, you
Rock,
go.
paper,
You go
scissors.
first. You go
Rock,
first.
paper,
you go first.
scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors. No, all right,
I'll
I'll
let you
take
go.
the first
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
So, as we're wrapping up things, what would you tell the viewers on who are a little bit hesitant to come into jiu-jitsu? What would you tell them right now if you could just tell them one sentence or sum up jiu-jitsu for them to get them to come to jiu-jitsu?
Perfect. That was my question anyway. that was.
Really?
Yep. It
Same
was.
way thing.
Wow. So I get 2 sentences then, right?
Yeah,
I'm
go
just
ahead.
kidding.
No,
You get as many
I'm
sentences.
totally kidding. To be honest with you, if you're thinking about trying jiu-jitsu and you are maybe lacking friendship or autism's coming out. If you're lacking like a community, or maybe you're lacking in confidence, or you have not been doing any type of working out at all whatsoever, and you're looking for something that's fun and functional and different, and you want that community-based feeling, or like a family, like maybe you are more of like an introverted person and you just do not have friends, like start jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu honestly will find yourself in a room full of people that you would never expect to be in the same room. We have felons, we have lawyers, we have doctors, we have cops, we have stay-at-home moms, we have construction people, we have people who work in the grocery store. We have all kinds of different people, and you will most certainly find someone to fit in with. And what's crazy about it is like you bond through the unknown.
That's a great answer.
That was an amazing answer.
Yeah.
Doing a combat sport or even going to the gym is such a life-changing thing, and people take it so lightly, but it really is something that like it'll
It's a big
change your
deal.
mindset.
Yeah.
It'll change the way you think about things, and it'll
And how you feel.
Yeah.
as well.
For sure.
and I can't tell you how many friends I've made just even going to the gym or even going to boxing. Like you said, I've got so many friends now that I just know from just doing something like that, because everyone's so friendly in these kinds of situations and at the gym, because everyone's got the same kind of like we're
Mindset.
all here for like the same
Yeah.
reason. So it's
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
yeah.
And if you go to like lift weights, right? I go alone. Like I want to be alone.
Mhm.
Like I don't really plan to make friends when I'm at the gym. But like at jiu-jitsu, like I'm friends with people who like in real life, like if I didn't do jiu-jitsu, I'm like, I probably wouldn't be friends with these people because I just don't know how I would, assimilate with them. Like how would I have met them any other way?
Yeah.
Like same with your friends that you've made,
Yeah.
at your gym. It's like, how would I have actually made friends with these people if I never did these things? Like it's so cool. You just kind of like build a community that is just constantly there for you. So if you need something like that, train some sort of combat sport. Any of them, honestly, I'm sure have very similar setups. Like I can't speak for them because I don't do them, but from my experience, every jiu-jitsu gym that I've trained at or gone to, they care about you and your well-being. They want to help you. They will put their neck out there for you. Their shirt comes off the back, whatever it may be. Like people who train are just good people for the most part. There are some bad
There's
apples.
some outliers.
Yeah, there are some bad apples out there, but for the most part, you will find good people.
Well said.
I
that
like
was
that.
beautiful.
It's a good ending note.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you for joining us. Go
Yeah.
check out Mushin MMA in Delhi.
Yes.
Please go to Mushin.
Please, I'm begging you. I'm just kidding.
Heather will put you in a headlock.
Yeah, for sure.
All
All
right.
right. Peace.
Peace.